This is 3FM.
Since being elected 9 months ago, it's been a privilege and an honour to serve for Peel, and obviously a lot of positive changes have happened in that time, and really it's wanted to see through and make those positive impacts, for example with the sewage system and regeneration projects, and nationally some of the issues to do with nursery education and things like that. There's a number of different challenges. Basically, we've had a lot of housing growth, but we've not had the infrastructure to actually meet that housing growth. For example, in our, the health centre and in schools and in pavements and roads and parking, and those things still need to be addressed. And I'm think it's very important that Peel Medical Centre is given more resources. We want to. I see it could be a hub, a community hub, which in itself would then take pressure off Nobles, and that fits very neatly with the health care strategy that we've been working on, and we launched back in January at the various different schools, and one of those was QE2 in Peel. There's a number of different challenges. I mean, obviously we've still got an £80 million deficit in the annual accounts, which is important. It's also important that we diversify and strengthen our economy further, and that can be done through a number of different areas, biomedicine and through IT data stores, as well as continuing and supporting those existing industries like agriculture and tourism. So that's the economy is absolutely a huge issue. In addition to that is health, and as the population ages, there's more demands, for example with nursing care, and we've got to meet that challenge, and so that's a very sort of fundamental issue. Obviously the pensions, a lot of work has been done on that, but however, one of the issues I raised in Tynwald was that we're doing nothing for those in the private sector, and in fact one of the annuity providers has pulled out from the island, which leaves people with very few options, and that means that we're not saving enough for our pensions, most of us. So that's really a key issue. I still think there's more balance that can be done for MHKs to bring them in line with more the private sector, and we should be leading the way in that. So I do believe in a defined contribution scheme for MHKs. There's a couple of things that underpin economic development. Number one is we need to understand that we are very, very fortunate living on the island. We have a great quality of life, and we need to sell that and improve that. So that's really, really important. The second what's called a USP is the fact that we create our own laws. That's really important as well, because it means we can react to changes much more quickly than other jurisdictions, and that's particularly important in the areas of biomedicine and in IT. And the third area is actually through the Data Protection Act. Again, we're ahead of the curve in that provides us with opportunities to build skills and new employment, but it's that entrepreneurial spirit that is absolutely vital for us to grow the economy, which we have done, but we need to do more because the times are more challenging. Well, I think there's a whole area. I mean, tourism has to be seen in two parts. One part is actually tourism within the island to encourage people to do more different things, like the Go Ape, Laser Mayhem, and all the existing things like exit strategy. We need to sort of position ourselves also in cycling. We have great cycling across the island. We have 2 Olympic winners. We can do a lot more to actually build and develop tourism in those sort of ways. And the Hotel Futures study actually showed that we're not having enough good quality hotel beds for people to stay at, and that is an area of concern. Again, in the Glenfaba Peel area, if we were to build a boutique hotel, and they supported my suggestion in that, we could develop our tourism. We have to be a lot more creative. We simply can't go back or turn the clock back 100 years. We have to actually develop new ideas. It's easy to criticise everything, but actually some of the things have been done okay. I mean, in some respects of the VAT agreement, that was tackled and the deficit reduced. However, I do think they didn't work out quickly enough. So, for example, again with the deficit, with pensions, with the healthcare strategy, the work that was started maybe a year ago should have been done maybe a few years earlier. So, I mean, it's going to be very important. It's an easy criticism to make, but it's beholden on the next administration to really get to grips in their first 6 months, because what happens in the first 6 months determines what happens for the whole of the time.
More music for the Isle of Man.
3FM.